Hello and happy Wednesday. You've got Colleen on your screen, and today we are talking about travel RDHs, traveling registered dental hygienists. So this is a career path that is becoming more and more popular recently. And that's probably because there is a common desire for flexibility among registered dental hygienists. So being a travel RDH can definitely align with your career goals if you are the type of person who, you know, uh, wants variety, wants a little bit more adventure and change in their career paths in your dental career. Okay. So the travel RDH career path, it is a distinctive blend of independence, diversity, and opportunity. And it presents a host of advantages that could be your next significant career step. Okay. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about travel RDHs, what they are, some of the pros and cons, why you might want to become a travel RDH, some of the things to expect, etc., etc. We're going to be talking about all those different things today. But of course, before we dive too deeply into that, just want to talk for a moment about Princess Dental Staffing. They are a dental job board and they have positions for dental receptionists, dental assistants, dentists, and yes, dental hygienists, even travel dental hygienists, and a lot of other dental professionals in a variety of areas. We're talking full time, part time, temporary, and permanent roles available. So if you are a job seeker, you can visit princessdentalstaffing.com and see what positions they have available in your area. Also, super easy to create a profile and get your information in front of hiring managers all over the US. If you are a hiring manager, a lot of great information on princessdentalstaffing.com. You can check out their blog, their FAQs, and also they have their contact information available on their website as well. Phone, email, and chat is available on princessdentalstaffing.com. Okay. Also on princessdentalstaffing.com, you can check out, like I mentioned earlier, their blog, which covers a lot of the same topics that we cover in these live streams. So if you are interested in potentially becoming a travel registered dental hygienist, be sure to check out the blog post associated with this stream. After this stream uploads and after you're finished watching it, you can navigate to princessdentalstaffing.com, check out their blog, and you can read even more information about being a travel RDH on their blog post. Okay. Speaking of these streams, each week, Princess Dental Staffing is bringing you a new stream covering a new topic regarding your career in the dental industry. So if you don't want to miss out on future streams, be sure to follow our page or subscribe to our channel. I will quickly note that we will not have a stream next week. I'm going to be traveling, so we're going to skip next week's stream, but after that, your regularly scheduled streams will happen on Wednesdays, okay, barring any technical challenges, okay? If you like the content that we're bringing you via these streams, be sure to drop us a like. And if you have anything to contribute to the conversation, thoughts, insights, questions about the content we're bringing you, or about the dental industry as a whole, be sure to comment below. Perhaps you are a travel RDH and you want to share your experiences, or you're seriously thinking about this career path and maybe you have some follow-up questions. Again, comment below and let's start a conversation and help each other out. Okay. All right, so let's talk about a travel RDH. So, traveling as a dental hygienist, it is a very real thing and it is a growing thing. Being a travel RDH is a registered dental hygienist who takes on temporary or short term assignments at various dental offices in different locations, often through staffing platforms such as Princess Dental Staffing. Okay. Some only travel locally, others embark on exciting journeys to places like, Hawaii or Alaska, places that they've never been before. And that can add a thrilling and adventurous element to their professional lives. Okay, so that might be one of the reasons why you want to become a travel RDH. Maybe you want to see a little bit more of the US and travel to all these different places and experience more and just add that sort of adventurous element to your career path. So let's talk about some of the other reasons why you might want to choose the travel RDH career path. Because, some individuals, they love being a dental hygienist, but maybe they aren't so much in love with the 9 to 5 at the same practice in the same city every day, a lot of the same things over and over again. So if that sounds like you, if it sounds like you love being an RDH or a dental hygienist, and you're just not that in love with a lot of the same things over and over again, then maybe being a travel RDH is right for you. Some of the things, some of the benefits of being a travel RDH include things like flexibility, right? You get to choose your own schedule, freedom of choosing where to work, right? Because you can choose when you work, where you work, and with whom you work. There's also a lot of variety in the travel RDH career path, right? You get to experience different offices and patient types, work with different dentists, different teams, etc. And finally, income might be a motivating factor for you as well. Often higher pay comes with being a travel RDH than with like permanent roles. And that offers a promising financial future. Okay. So those are some of the reasons that this sort of career path might appeal to you as a professional. So of course, when choosing making big decisions about your career and your career path, you really want to take some time to do some introspection and decide what you find value in, and what you can kind of leave behind. And if what you find value in are things like flexibility and freedom and variety and those sorts of things, then being a travel RDH might be in your near future. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about salary and compensation for travel RDHs, right? So if the pay and flexibility sound appealing to you, the good news is that getting started is easier than you might think. The straightforward process and the high demand for travel dental hygienists can provide you with a sense of reassurance and encouragement as you embark on this career path. Okay. So generally, travel RDHs often earn significantly more than their full-time counterparts due to high hourly pay, schedule flexibility, and high demand in certain regions. So according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median annual wage for dental hygienists was $94,260 annually in 2024. That was last year, okay? And with that, the top 10% earn more than $120,060 annually. Okay. And that's over $57 an hour. Okay. So just to kind of put that into perspective for you, kind of what the median is across the country and what the top 10% are earning, right? And let's go even further and let's talk about state level data. So state level Bureau of Labor Statistics data show that hygienists in states such as California, Alaska, Washington, and Oregon regularly earn between $50 and $65 per hour, or even more sometimes. Okay. So earlier we said that the top 10% uh, in the US, dental hygienists earn like $57 an hour or more. And in states like California, Alaska, Washington, and Oregon, they can earn anywhere from $50 to $65 an hour, or even more than that. Okay, so just to kind of like put this into perspective for you with some raw data. Okay. So, with this information, you can see how this career path can provide you with a sense of security and confidence in your career and the potential for significant financial growth, right? Additionally, dental health professional shortage areas offer higher pay to attract clinicians. Okay. So, in areas where there is a shortage of dental talent, specific dental talent, you can earn more money. Because they're trying to attract more clinicians, but also you can supplement your income with things like per diem rates, last minute premiums, and signing bonuses. A lot of those things get kind of thrown in as well, which give you the potential to earn even more. Okay. So, so that's kind of a little bit about, salary and pay and what you kind of can expect to earn if you decide you want to become a travel RDH as compared with like a permanent role as a dental hygienist. Okay. So let's talk about how to become a traveling RDH. Okay, how does this happen? How do you do it? If you're already licensed, you're already halfway there, right? So here are some of the other things that you may need. So let's start off with education and certifications, okay? So you need to be a graduate from a CODA accredited dental hygiene program, okay? Which you probably already are, but just, definitely make sure. You need to pass the National Board Dental Hygiene exam. You need to pass a regional clinical board exam, and you need to pass your state's law or jurisprudence exam. Sometimes that's required, not always. Okay, so just make sure you check for your state. Additionally, you want to maintain your CPR BLS certification, right? I mean, you definitely need that. And you may want to consider gaining certifications in things like local anesthesia or nitrous oxide. Because, when it comes to being a dental hygienist, of course, different states have different requirements or different expectations when it comes to, the duties that you perform as a dental hygienist. So you may want to consider getting extra certifications in these different areas to make you more employable in a larger amount of the United States, right? Okay. Now, so those are the education and certifications that you definitely need and or may want to consider. Let's talk about some of the like softer skills that you will need in order to become successful at being a travel RDH. First of all, adaptability is a big one, right? You are working at different offices in different areas in, among different cultures, etc. So being adaptable and flexible to new offices and systems is really, really crucial because that helps you to more easily navigate these operations in these different and unfamiliar areas. You also want strong communication. You're going to be working with diverse patient groups and diverse teams, depending on how far you're traveling. So having a strong command over your communication skills helps you to be able to connect with patients, service patients, and also to facilitate teamwork among diverse teams. You also want to make sure that you are culturally competent, right? Different areas, different cultures. You want to be able to adapt to those different cultures and be able to recognize when something is a little bit different than what you're used to. Time management, also a very good soft skill to have, especially if you're traveling to different offices. Confidence when working with new teams, you need to come in ready to hit the ground running. And in order to do that, you need to be confident in your skills and knowledgeable in your skills. And finally, tech savviness, right? Different offices use different systems. So being able to navigate, digital charting and scheduling systems is really essential so that you can, again, hit the ground running when you get to the office that you're working at. Okay. Okay, so those are some of the skills that you'll want if you decide that you want to become a travel RDH. Let's talk. I'm going to switch gears a little bit and talk a little bit about the Dental and Dental Hygienist Compact, right? The DDHC. So the Dental and Dental Hygienist Compact helps enable RDHs to practice across state lines without having to obtain additional licenses without having to obtain additional licenses. So once each participating state fully implements the compact, you'll be able to travel across those states without having to get like all the extra stuff, right? So as of 2025, we have a list of participating states. Perhaps more will join, at least that's what we hope. But as of 2025, participating states include Iowa, Washington, Tennessee, Ohio, Alabama, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Virginia, Utah, Texas, Kansas, Louisiana, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. Okay, so those are the states that have enacted the compact legislation. Okay. And hopefully more states are to follow. And if you remember from earlier, I mentioned that travel RDHs are desperately needed in certain states, such as like California, Alaska. One of those states was Washington, which is on the compact, the participating states for the compact. Okay. So just kind of something to keep in mind. Okay. So implementation timelines vary. So not all states may currently be actively issuing compact licenses. So if you decide you want to be a travel RTH, it's really important that before traveling, you confirm whether a state is both a compact member and actively issuing multi-state RDH licenses. Okay, so do your research before going. Okay. Okay, so we talked about, what a travel RDH is, things that you can expect, some of the pros of being, a travel RDH. So let's talk about where you can find travel RDH jobs, right? So a lot of dental staffing platforms are going to be helpful in this case. You can find a lot of temporary openings for travel RDHs such as yourself. And of course, Princess Dental Staffing was built to connect RDHs and dental offices quickly, directly, and without agency fees. So you get to keep more of your earnings. Okay. So how do you use Princess Dental Staffing? You sign up at princessdentalstaffing.com. You can filter for temporary, part-time, or short-term roles. You can set your availability and license region. Super easy to do that. And you can book jobs directly. There's no agency cuts. Okay. So how do you work across cities in large states, right? Because in large states, you can travel across cities under one license. No interstate relicensing is needed. Local travel, no relicensure is required. Um, so for example, like San Diego to Sacramento, Houston to Austin, Phoenix to Tucson, are just kind of some examples. So like, for example, a San Antonio-based RDH picks up weekend shifts in Austin and spends the afternoon on the Riverwalk and then still earns top rates. Okay. Alrighty. Now let's talk about housing and travel accommodations, right? You're going to be traveling, so you need a place to stay. So it's, one of the most freeing and sometimes challenging aspects of being a travel RDH is figuring out where to stay in between gigs or during gigs if it's, kind of a, like a short term type role or maybe a longer term type role. Okay. So many hygienists treat assignments like mini getaways, right? Like little mini vacations. And others opt for more cost effective or familiar housing to maximize their income and keep more of what they're earning in that particular role. Okay. So just some common housing options that you'll want to think about. Corporate housing, for example, Airbnb or Verbo rentals, okay, or other platforms where you can just rent. Extended stay hotels are also a really great option. A lot of them come with like kitchenettes, so you can like make food if you're trying to uh, save even more money. You can also stay with friends and family in the area if you have friends and family in the area. Or finally, RV or van life. Yes, really, some people opt for an RV or a van life kind of travel situation. And of course, if that appeals to you, by all means, go ahead and opt for that. Okay. So, some of the challenges of being a travel RDH and some of the solutions, okay? So, some of these challenges are things that you just kind of don't want to deal with. These are pretty common challenges. So, maybe being a travel RDH isn't for you. But let's kind of go through them and how you can resolve them. First, licensing across states. Again, prioritize compact states, right? The states that have enacted the compact so you can travel across and practice in any of them. At first, you may experience inconsistent income, right? Because you're just starting out on this new career path. That's pretty common for starting out on new career paths in pretty much any industry. But, the solution for that is building strong relationships with dental offices. And when you build those connections, a lot of the times you'll be invited back and, be a choice fill in for those different offices. Or you can also hear about other openings through your dental network that you are creating and building. Okay. Another challenge, new systems and teams are introduced weekly, right? So you're going to these different areas and you're working across diverse teams, diverse systems. So the solution to that is to raise your adaptability, be adaptable, ask questions, arrive early, and make sure that you are as familiar as possible with the office before you even start work. Okay. So again, being adaptable and flexible, if that's kind of not really your thing, if it's kind of somewhere that you can, where you really need some improvement, again, maybe being a travel RDH, not for you, but something to consider. And finally, the last challenge, feeling disconnected. Traveling everywhere can make you feel sort of disconnected from family and friends. So the solution to that is to join online RDH communities and support networks, and make sure that you have uh, good systems set up to where you can connect with friends and family while you're on the road. Okay. Alrighty. So something else to kind of consider when being a travel RDH, some people, some professionals choose to be a travel RDH as a bridge to semi-retirement, right? Many seasoned hygienists ease into retirement by taking temporary positions, part-time positions, short-term positions, because travel work offers fewer hours, less stress, more freedom, and the ability to stay active in the profession on your own terms. Okay. So if you're an RDH who has been in the industry for a while and you're maybe thinking about it might be time to retire sometime in the near future, this might be a really great way to transition that way. Okay. So, how to get started as a travel RDH, visit princessdentalstaffing.com, create your profile, set your availability and license regions, and start applying to jobs and earning income ASAP. Okay. All right. So, hope that you found this stream informative. Again, if you want even more information on being a travel RDH, navigate to princessdentalstaffing.com. Check out their blog talking about being a travel RDH. It has even more information and insight from a dentist on this potential career path. Okay. And in closing, just want to say being a travel RDH isn't just a job, it is a lifestyle. It's for the hygienist who values flexibility, variety, and personal growth. Whether you're early in your career or you're a seasoned hygienist seeking autonomy, travel hygiene offers, being a travel RDH offers the freedom to design a job on your terms. You have the potential to sharpen your skills, meet new people, explore new places, and become a more resilient, well rounded professional. And the best part, you can start whenever you're ready. The opportunities are there, the road is open. So make the decision if that is what fuels you, if that is what um, excites you about this profession. Okay. All right. So we will be back again, not next week, but the week after. I'm going to be traveling next week. So I will see you all in approximately 2 weeks. Until then, I hope you have great weeks, great weekends. Continue to stay safe.